Well, alrighty, everyone. Hello and good evening, or afternoon, I should say. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jacob Riley here in the KLBK First Warning Weather Center, and we are going to be talking about our severe weather potential across the area today. So, as of right now, thankfully, we do not have any active warnings in place. Within our forecast area, we do have some of those there over portions of the rolling plains just outside of the forecast area that we cover here at KLBK, but we are watching these storms back to the west. They are just west of Levelland and Brownfield as they are starting to move into that environment that is a little bit more favorable for showers and storms to turn on that strong to severe side. So we'll talk about everything that we've got going on. I'm going to leave this stream up throughout the evening hours. I'm not always going to be on here for the entire thing to be talking to you about what's going on because I'm working on our forecast and everything that is expected for our Thanksgiving week too. So I'll be kind of in and out of this live stream. But even when I'm not in here, what I will do is I will leave this radar loop up so you can see what's going on. And when warnings start to be issued, I will pop back in and give you more updates as to what we're expecting out of those warnings. So again, right now, as we take a look across the region on radar, we will pause our radar loop and we'll hone in on a few areas. Here in Motley County near Matador, no severe weather ongoing for you, but you are getting this nice little shower that's moving through right now. I've got about 5 to 7 lightning strikes going on with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over the past hour there. We've got some showers and storms going on near Memphis here in Hall County, some in northern Childress County north of Highway 62 there. More activity moving to Memphis from the south. That near Matador will pass close to Memphis as well. Very strong storm, though, moving out of King County back towards Crowell through portions of Ford and Knox counties. That special weather statement there in place for the next 26 minutes could see some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts and some nickel to quarter-sized hailstones there. Benjamin, you got some good rain going on. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning here for Haskell County, Texas. This is a pretty strong storm. Lots of lightning there. Over 400 strikes being detected within the past hour. And let's look at what those parameters are warned for. Up to quarter-sized hailstones and 60 mile per hour wind gusts are possible with this. We did have some confirmed dime-sized hail out near Rule. A little hard to see, but Rule is right there to the west of Haskell in Haskell County. They had confirmed, again, dime-sized hail there. That's now passing, I believe this is Highway 380, passing over Highway 380, going to parallel Highway 277 up towards Monday. But again, dime-sized hail confirmed there with that particular storm. So that's what's going on to our east. Back to our west, though, we're watching this activity here in portions of Cochran and Yoakum counties, getting ready to push into Hockley and Terry counties. This is definitely below severe limits at this point in time. Not seeing anything that would just scream, we've got severe hail falling out of this. We do have maybe some larger cores trying to pop up here. And as we go to our volumetric radar, I am going to draw this box here. This will give us kind of a 3D scan of this shower and thunderstorm activity here. Going up to about 30,000 feet. You can see Lubbock there on the east side of the screen, north, south, east, and west as we dip it down here. We're going to drop those DBZs to be visible only at that 60-plus range, or sorry, the 50-plus range. You can see where we do have some of those taller cores popping up, or those greater returns with our DBZ value. Basically, that's just the rate of return. Where we start to get those reds, maroons, purples, that's where we could have some of that hail core ongoing. So you can see some of that right now here. Just north of the Cochran-Yoakum County line. And then right here on getting close to the Terry-Yoakum County line near Tokyo along 380. A little bit trying to pop up there. But again, nothing too overly impressive out of this. And whenever we use our Barron button exclusive here on KLBK, using different radar algorithms and things such as that, it is estimating maybe up to some quarter-sized hail. This is overdoing it a bit, I think. Give you that ping pong estimate, but maybe some nickel to say quarter-size hail and just some pea-size to half-inch size hail here along Highway 380 from Plains over to Brownfield. So again, that's what we're looking at there, and really that's the only activity that is the activity that's going to have the highest chance of turning severe over the next couple of hours as it pushes into our forecast area. So real quickly, let's go back over here. We'll start you off with what we have across the region. So we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that's been issued for Yoakum, Gaines, Terry, Dawson, Lynn, Garza, Borden, Kent, and Scurry counties. This is going to run through 10 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Storms that do develop in this area will be capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, hail up to 2 inches in diameter, which is about the size of a lime, where if you're holding an egg and turn it sideways, the height of the egg, turn it sideways, the width, about that wide in diameter. And we could even see maybe an isolated tornado or two with this activity. So today's outlook, areas in yellow under that level 2 out of 5. Slight risk for severe storms. That's where we have the highest likelihood of seeing severe weather. So basically what you do is in that map there, if you take your finger, okay, you point it on any given spot within that area in yellow, what that's saying, excuse me, is within that 25-mile radius, there's about a 20% chance or a 40% chance that you'll see severe weather. Okay, so places in Lake Allen Henry, draw a 20-mile radius around that. Anywhere within that radius, about a 40% chance of seeing severe weather. Areas in dark green like Lubbock, basically a 20% chance today that we see severe weather within a 20-mile radius of Lubbock. So what are the main concerns? Again, that wind outlook, you can see that there. A 5% chance of seeing a damaging wind gust for areas in brown within a 20-mile radius. As we take a look at hail, 15% chance of seeing severe hail, which is at least quarter-sized in diameter within that yellow area. Again, a 20-mile radius, 15% chance of seeing hail of quarter-sized or larger. Areas in brown, 5% chance of seeing hail quarter-sized or larger within a 20-mile radius. And then for our tornado outlook, areas in green, that's where we have a 2% chance of seeing a tornado within a 20-mile radius. Basically saying that there is a 98% chance we're not going to see a tornado in that region today. But again, a very low-end threat. When it comes to what types and just how intense storms could be today, though, with the strongest activity, up to those 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts will be possible. Again, isolated tornadoes not out of the question. Could see up to that lime-sized hail, maybe some isolated flooding at times as well. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull in one of our future track models, and we are going to show you exactly what it is projecting for the rest of the evening hours here within our area. So notice, by 4 o'clock within the next hour, in fact, let's go ahead and put this on local time to show what it's doing. So we're going to compare this really quick. This is what our future track model is showing. Doing a decent job with this activity out east, but back to the west, has some of this popping up over northwestern areas. Not seeing that at all there. Showing this in Gaines County. We've got none of that in Gaines County. It's basically from north of Plains over towards Levelland, Brownfield area where we're seeing some of that activity. So again, compare that to what we actually have going on right now. You can see it's overdoing it just a little bit out west. We are beginning to see some of that activity develop, but it's not quite as intense as what this is trying to project. So as we go forward in time, notice the overall movement of this is going to be back to the north and east, possibly impacting Lubbock here. This is around 4:56, 5 o'clock, impacting the Lubbock metro area, trying to develop a pretty strong line from Lamesa, Dawson down through Lynn, Borden, Garza counties. This activity will continue to push to the east and northeast. By 8 o'clock tonight, though, Lubbock, our threat is done. Most of us will be done by 8 p.m. That severe weather threat ending by 8 o'clock tonight. That activity will continue to push to the east. Might see a few more sprinkles here and there through midnight, but after midnight, we will be completely dry across the forecast area. So that's what we're keeping a close eye on now. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that is about to come out for portions of Cochrane and Hockley counties. Quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts going to be possible with this. That's brand new information coming in from the National Weather Service office out of Lubbock. So that's going to be this storm right here, just to the west and southwest of Levelland. So heads up, Levelland. This is going to eventually be headed your way, but you are not going to be included in that warning as of this current issuance here. So give me just a second. I'm going to get logged in real quick. This storm is going to be moving. Let's go back an hour. Draw it here. I'm going to go the old-fashioned way real quick. There it is. Don't have to anymore. So there's our severe thunderstorm warning. I think it may be drawn just a little bit with too much of an easterly direction, so I'm going to do it this way right here. Let's go back over here, and I'm going to get the right movement on this. This is a radar indicated warning, meaning that it hasn't been verified on the ground yet. But again, it's moving northeast at about 25 miles per hour. We're going to increase those community names that are popping up too. So here we go. Our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day within our forecast area is out. This includes portions of Hockley and Cochran counties, and it's going to run through 3:45 p.m. Okay, let's get this posted out really quick to social media. So y'all are going to hear a lot of clickety-clacking here behind the scenes as I get this posted out to our social media. Okay, so again, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible with this particular storm. This again runs through 3:45 p.m. Movement is northeast at 25 miles per hour. Alright, and if you have our Everything Lubbock Weather app, first off, thank you for downloading it, but I'm about to go and send out a push notification there as well for these specific areas that are going to be impacted. Even those outside of the warning, especially Levelland, you guys don't have the best history with severe weather, so I want to make sure everyone there in Levelland does get that proper heads up with as much notice as possible. So I will get that out here in just one quick second. We have to push these warnings out to Facebook, Twitter, Nextdoor, Reddit. Have a subreddit, Lubbock Weather, if y'all aren't on there yet. Feel free to join us. We'd love to have you on there. And let's see. Bear with me, friends. Gonna push this out really quick. And we will. Sorry, it's taking me just a little bit, folks. We'll get back to chit-chatting here in just a second. there we go. Oops. Alright, so I just sent that out in our app, our Everything Lubbock Weather app too. So if you've got our app and if you live in this area, you should have just received that notification about that storm heading into Hockley County there. Got some of you in the chat. If you're tuning in, feel free to let us know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. Paul saying, I saw that some snow or ice might be coming in the week of Thanksgiving. Right now, for our area, the answer is going to be no, at least through that Friday and Saturday. There is some data suggesting that things are going to get very cold, which that is most likely going to occur, but just how cold and whether or not any precipitation is going to be associated with that. We're not able to give you that answer, at least in good faith, as of right now. If we wanted to scare you and say, yeah, it's going to be an ice storm or snowstorm, so that way you keep coming back in and watching our forecast or clicking our likes and comments on social media, then we would be telling you that. But realistically, it's just too far out to know those kind of specifics at this point in time. So we are keeping a close eye on it, though, and we will certainly let you know if that changes. All right, so again, we've got this one lone severe thunderstorm warning right now. It's going for up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter-size hailstones. That storm is moving to the north and east at about 25 miles per hour. If it maintains its intensity, it will eventually impact Levelland there within the hour. It'll move through northwestern Lubbock County. I don't think if it keeps its current track that it will impact us here in the metro, especially central and southern portions of the metro, but between say 114th, which is 19th Street, back towards Shallowater, the airport, will see some impacts out of this storm if it can hold itself together. I will be watching this storm out northwest of Brownfield, although it is starting to take more of a bit of a northerly trajectory to impact us in the metro. We'll be watching this activity down near Seminole, Seagraves area along that Highway 82 corridor that will start to eventually make its way back towards the metro and could impact the Lubbock metro within the next 1 to 2 hours. So I think by around 5:20 this evening, we will start to see some impacts here within the city of Lubbock out of these storms. Can't tell you that that is or is not going to be severe at this point in time, but again, we will be paying very close attention to that activity as it pushes in. New severe warning, yep, that was at 3:10 for Cochran and Hockley counties. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail possible with that. And if y'all are seeing any of this activity, please let me know where you're seeing it from and around what time it happened. So that way we can share it with our partners at the National Weather Service. If you're watching us here on YouTube, we are posting these warnings out to Facebook as well, so you are getting those alerts and notifications there. But again, we are streaming our coverage here on YouTube this evening just because it is somewhere that is going to be accessible for most people. Not everybody has a Facebook, right? So if you don't have Facebook, you can't watch. But again, y'all be sure to send those over to us on Facebook. Current time is now 3:22 here on our Sunday before Thanksgiving. Hope everyone is pumped about the holiday. Hopefully you get to spend it with some of your loved ones. Trying to go through social media and make sure if there's any questions, we are addressing those. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop those in the stream too. Roy's saying, is it just me, or is there a line development of storms trying to word it right? Yeah, so there is a line of storms trying to develop. That's going to be associated right along this boundary that's continuing to push into our area. What we'll do is I'll go over to our satellite data, and you can see back where these storms are popping up, we've had, in this general area, more of that clearing. So we've had more of that daytime heating, which has helped to prime our atmosphere a little bit better. And as these storms are continuing to push to the east, we are seeing those move into these areas where we have that moisture-rich environment. So they are able to sustain themselves as they move in as well. So watching this one near Hockley County, we do have some areas that could look a little concerning, especially if you're familiar with looking at radar. We have these what we call kind of hooks that pop up anytime that there is some rotation with these storms. So what we'll do is we'll hop on over to our storm relative velocity. Not getting a good read on this from Lubbock's radar site, but that's going to be the closest one. As we go back in time, maybe a little bit of some broad rotation in this area. We'll go back to reflectivity, but that's way ahead of the storm. You see that hook is going to be right here. There's really not any kind of rotation showing up there. But with our Barron button, we're not seeing anything. If we had rotation, that shear marker would be picking up on that. And we're not seeing that at this time. So again, not concerned with anything tornadic or anything like that at this point in time. But with this storm, we could be seeing some quarter-size hailstones and some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But we are seeing that line of storms develop now from Hockley down through Gaines counties. So we'll see how that continues to progress. Let's swap to the Midland radar real quick. And again, not seeing a lot more pop up. But again, that is what we're checking out right now. I'm going to hop on over to back to this side of things. And we actually have a good view of this storm here from Levelland. There we go. This is looking back to the west. You can see that dark gray sky developing. Again, this is watching these severe warning storms that are moving into our area here in Hockley County. If you live in Levelland, these storms are headed your way. Right now, this is a look at what that looks like there from the Hockley County Courthouse in downtown Levelland. We've got Roy tuning in from Floydada. Y'all have had some showers and storms on and off today. Or you're going to likely see some more this evening as this batch moves in as well. So again, that's what we've got popping up right now on our live Skyview camera. Also doing the forecast here for our newscast that's coming up tonight at 10 on KLBK. So we'll leave this view up while I am working on the forecast. So those counties in pink on your screen, that is where we have a severe thunderstorm watch. That watch is going to run all the way through 10 p.m. Central Time tonight. This does not include the city of Lubbock, but it does include Yoakum, back towards Terry, Lynn, Garza, Kent, Gaines, Dawson, Borden, and Scurry counties within the KLBK forecast area. Again, the city of Lubbock and Lubbock County are not included in this watch area. But ironically enough, the only warning that we have in our area right now is for a county that's not under the watch. So, we all know how West Texas weather works, right, folks? You've been here long enough. You know to expect the unexpected. So again, this is a live look in Levelland. I'm going to do something real quick so we can get a better view. So that way, rather, we can keep an eye on radar. But also, I'm going to bring in our camera from Levelland so you can keep an eye on what that looks like as it starts to move in. Here we go. Let me fix this really quick. Almost done. Y'all are getting the full behind-the-scenes treatment today. Oop, and it's level land, not level land. There we go. So that way we can see. Oh, let's do this actually. I'm gonna make this a little bigger too. Perfect. Okay, so I'll leave this up for you all while I get to type it away for our forecast back here. And I make a lot of changes while I'm forecasting, so I have this handy dandy whiteout pen that we go through very quickly, or I go through very quickly, to keep them stopped here in the First Warning Weather Center. And that's the live look from Levelland on our Skyview cameras. This storm is rolling in. I'm going to set up a time lapse real quick to try to show for our newscast tonight. It is 3. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to schedule that. Perfect. So we'll watch this storm here as it comes in, and then we'll also have a good time lapse of it as it comes up through the region. So this is a live look in Levelland. The last radar update came in. Oh, there it is, 3:30. And it's got kind of that bounded weak echo region. There is some broad rotation with this right now, but again, not really seeing much from our camera here. Still being warned for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Let's see. Go. So that is what we've got going on right now. This is our lone severe thunderstorm warning that we have. probably going to extend this warning soon. You can see that beginning to move into Levelland now from our live Skyview camera network there, courtesy of the Bob Mills Skyview network. Reddit always gives me fits. I'm trying to get this posted on all of our other platforms as well, so you'll bear with me just a quick second. There we go. You have to put the picture before you put the link. If you put the link before the picture, then you can't put the picture. Terrifical. Okay. So let's take our Levelland camera live, full screen. There we go. So like I said, we had a little bit of rotation trying to show up with the storm. Very broad though, not a tight couplet or anything like that to be concerned with. And obviously, that's very evident here from our camera. You're not able to see like anything touching the ground, so there's nothing to be overly concerned with in that regard right now, which is good news. Like we said, Levelland does not have a good history with severe weather. In 2024, May of 2024 was not a kind month to Levelland. So Lubbock has not been included in the watch. The National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center are actually the two entities that communicate and collaborate is the word I'm looking for to make to issue those watches. When it comes down to the warnings being issued, that is on the local National Weather Service office to be able to issue those warnings. So again, we're not included here in the city of Lubbock in that severe thunderstorm watch. But Levelland, we are keeping an eye on this severe warning storm for you. I'm going to pause this real quick, and we're going to clear off this squall track. I'm going to click out of that warning area and update our camera here. Show you where the storm is at and where it's headed. So there you go. This storm should pass Lubbock to the north by quite a decent margin. This is looking west-northwest. So again, Levelland heads up, moving into town right now. We've got the potential of quarter-sized hail. And some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I'm going to check in on the chat here real quick. Don't have any questions or anything like that. We've got Roy, we've got John, we've got Dwanda. Hello, hello. Dwanda said that they had some rain earlier. It's still wet outside. That's lovely to hear. Hopefully we get some more rain here in Lubbock. Good to see you too. Okay, the National Weather Service said that they're going to let this warning expire at 3:45 p.m., so within the next 6 minutes. This warning is going to be allowed to expire. What that means is that the National Weather Service office is not seeing or getting any reports of any quarter-sized hail or 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this activity as it's moving in. So as a result of that, they are going to go ahead and cancel the warning. It doesn't look as strong necessarily as what it did earlier either. So that's another good sign there. As this storm moved over the sundown Mesonet side, it only produced a maximum gust of 26 miles per hour. So what we're likely seeing is just some very heavy rainfall occurring with this as it's moving into the city of Levelland. So that's good news. We don't want hail. We don't want high winds. So that is a good report there. So looking for a little further south, though, we are getting those additional storms that are beginning to pop up and track to the north and east. So that is something that we are keeping an eye on as well. So I was outside most of the day yesterday getting all of our decorations up for the Christmas holiday season because I was like, yesterday looks to be one of the last kind of nicer days between now and Thanksgiving where I actually have time to do it. So got outside and did it, but my nose is so dry, my hands are so dry today. So if y'all hear me sniffling and sneezing, bear with me, please. It's that time of year. So I'm in for meteorologist Leo Rodriguez tonight on your KLBK News at 10. It's the holiday, so we've got our holiday schedules up. She'll actually be filling in for meteorologist Chris Whited, who has the week off for Thanksgiving this week. So be sure to tune in to Rise and Smile to see her, Miss Peyton Reeves, and Brandy Driggers. And then you can be stuck with me during the evening newscast. So, like it or not. Okay, but this is the only warning that we have in our area right now. Again, this is going to expire at 3:45. So when this warning does expire, what I'm going to do is I will leave up our live stream here for you all to continue to watch. And then I am going to hop off of the camera view. You'll still be able to see everything going on. So that way I can get some things done behind the scenes here. I'm hoping the severe weather will be done by like 5, because we have the church I attend, we're part of what we call a life group, and we have a service project tonight at 5 that I'm really hoping that I get to help out with. So I'm hoping the severe weather will wrap up so we get to go and get to do that, but we'll see. We will see. Okay, let's see what the updates are here. So again, Levelland, you've got the storm moving in right now. This is what it looks like on camera. So if you've ever wondered if your radar looks like this, what does it look like outside? Well, here's a good example of that here in Levelland, where we have those reds, purples popping up. That's where we've got some really heavy rain. You can see some of the raindrops just now beginning to fall here on our camera lens in Levelland. This storm should last maybe 15 to 25 minutes as it moves through town. But hopefully it'll bring some good rainfall there to Levelland. Okay. All right, thanks, Amanda, saying it's raining heavy on the west side of Levelland right now. Yeah, I can see it picking up on the camera, too. And Levelland, I think y'all are actually included in that level 1 marginal. Yeah, y'all are in the level 1 marginal risk today. Just not the watch. That watch is staying off to your south for those counties there in pink. But yeah, Levelland, check it out. You got that heavy rain falling now. Once the storm moves through Levelland, I'm going to change over to our Lubbock Skyview camera. Should I do it over the Jones, our camera that we have over the Jones, or our camera that we have from the Metro Tower in downtown? Y'all let me know in the chat. So we've got two different camera options we're going to go to next once the storm starts to settle down a little bit in Levelland. They're going to be here in Lubbock, or I may even do the one in Wolforth. So your options are Wolforth, our Wolforth West camera, our Metro Tower West camera, which looks back over downtown Lubbock, or we can pick our Overton Hotel camera, which looks back over Jones AT&T Stadium. By the way, Red Raiders just came in at 7th in the AP poll. Again, we're not going to be too concerned until we get that CFP ranking out tomorrow. JR, is the threat just rain? Depends on where you're at, but with the strongest storms today, we could see some wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. 60 to 70 miles per hour, could see up to 2-inch in diameter sized hail. Isolated tornadoes will be possible. With this activity moving into Levelland right now, though, that storm was previously under a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not any longer, but we could see, I would think, up to maybe some nickel-sized hail and some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts there rolling into Hockley County right now. Yeah, Amanda, I'm over hail. I have a $7,000 deductible I have to pay to get my roof fixed. So Hell and I are not friends. Never will be. JR, no tornado threat for you in Levelland, so breathe a little easier there. I'm just seeing some very heavy rain. Could see some hail and some stronger wind gusts roll in. If you're going to see that, that is starting to move in right now. So we'll go back over to our analysis mode. I'm going to pause radar. If you take a look at our Barron button, it's trying to show maybe up to some quarter-sized hail there on the south side of town, but nothing overly impressive, thankfully. So yep, that is what it looks like at the current time. We do have some severe weather going on south of the Midland, Odessa area right now, too. Going to be moving close to Midland, Odessa. I've never understood the attitude that if it's not storming at my house, and there aren't any storms going on right now. Anyways, I'm not going to start opening that can of worms. Not going to hop on that soapbox right now. It is coming down in Levelland, though, folks. Look at that. Raining very hard there. Our severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled, so that is good news. It means the storm is weakening, but we are still seeing some pretty heavy rainfall as it's moving into Hockley County there. Let's see. Haven't had it pick up yet on the Mesonet site. Just starting at the Mesonet site. And Mesonet's just south of town too, so. The heaviest will probably stay north of it. Yeah, we'll be watching this line as it continues to track east towards Lubbock. So once that rain lets up in Levelland, we will swap our camera back over to our site here in Lubbock. Whew. For those of you who are lucky enough to be joining us here this evening, since you are, it looks like, okay, so if you live in West Texas and you're heading out of town for Thanksgiving this week, and you're not going to be back in until next weekend, go ahead and winterize your pipes outside before you do that, because it looks like we are going to see some pretty cold air begin to move in by Sunday into Monday of next week. So in about 1 week's time, we're going to start to see that activity move in, that much colder air to our region. So be mindful of that before you leave any outdoor water pipes or faucets. You want to make sure those are covered and properly insulated. So, don't know exactly how cold it's going to be, but it will be below freezing. That is pretty certain. Now the sky is starting to clear up a little bit there in Levelland. Look at that. Alright, so we're going to swap our camera out now. So I'm going to go to the chat and see if anybody offered any recommendations. Glad to hear no hail there in City Park and Levelland. Thanks for the report, y'all. Appreciate that. It's very heavy rain. That is great to hear. We can use the rain. We don't want the hail, though. Alright, let's go and pull in some of our Lubbock cameras. I never got an answer, so I'm just going to pick the one I want to. Haha. Here we go. So this is our Metro West camera. Let's see what our Wolfforth looks like. I'm going to leave that one right there. No wonder. Okay, I thought I changed it to our normal text, but that is definitely not. Okay. adjust this too. So I can see this as it's rolling in. I'm going to go back through the comments and read some of the chat here. Very hard rain in Levelland, but no hail being reported. Thank you so much for that report. Oh, I'm glad we had no hail reported there. That's fantastic news. This is a look at these storms back to the west of Lubbock. From downtown Lubbock, this is from the Metro Tower, looking due west down Broadway here. I was talking with my good buddy, Mr. Ron Roberts. I'm sure many of you know Ron. He said to check out the Wolford West camera, so we're going to look at that one. There we go. Ooh, that is a good view. See that roll cloud? Ooh, Wolfirth, no, Wolfthurk. There we go. That looks good. That's back over Friendship High School. That's the Wolfers Farmers Market there on the right side of that camera image. Brownfield, no, you've just got these storms that are kind of blowing in right at this second, likely producing some pretty heavy rainfall for you. Let's pull in our Brownfield camera real quick. Okay, this is a live looking Brownfield. There we go. So just some good old-fashioned rain there in Brownfield. Looking back to the west-northwest, you can see the base of the clouds, that storm there. Dark in northwest Lubbock. Yeah, these clouds are very low. We've had some moisture, some rain this morning, so the cloud bases are able to be kind of lower to the ground. That's why we do have that low-end tornado threat down south. But no active concern for severe weather here in the Lubbock metro area. We will watch this activity as it pushes in, though. Likely just going to see some heavy rain out of this. Maybe some gusty winds. Maybe some, what I like to say, sonic ice tail. Don't eat it, especially if it falls in your dirt or in your yard or off your roof first. But again, just likely going to see some showers, storms roll in, have some bandwidth issues with our camera here in Brownfield. So we're going to swap that back to our in fact, let's take a look over the beautiful Jones AT&T Stadium. It's a good view of the Jones, but not a good view of the sky. Let's go back to our Wolfirth camera. I like that one. Yeah. Oops. trying to get the overall track of all this activity. Some of these are taking more of that northerly track with them. We'll let this loop. I'm gonna do another update on social media. Woo. Giving a new update out on social media real quick. It's a pretty view there from Wolfers. Alright, almost got this all posted out on social media, folks. let's go back over here. Got another strong storm going up in Andrews County. This is just outside of our viewing area. I think that special weather statement just expired too. Yeah. So again, watching that activity back to our south and west as well. Some more development there in eastern Gaines, some in Borden County. So we'll be watching all of this activity this evening. Still likely some very heavy rain headed up towards shallow water. More coming into Smyre. This little storm, if it holds together, may impact Lubbock. Had that nice little storm come through Brownfield. And watching that down south of Brownfield there in Terry County too. So I'm going to leave this up for you guys. I'm going to hop off the screen really quick, but I'll continue to give updates here throughout the afternoon on and off. But again, since nothing severe is going on right now, going to take a break to try to finish up my forecast sheet here. Haven't gotten it all the way done yet for our shows coming up tonight. So I need to get that done, web article, other stuff to take care of housekeeping-wise behind the scenes. So I will see y'all again whenever, if and when, things look to get a little bit bumpier out there based on radar. Alrighty, y'all. So we got this strong storm that's going on down in Andrews County, Texas. This technically is not in our viewing area, our KLBK forecast area, rather. So we don't typically cover it. However, it is moving in our area. It's going to be headed up through Gaines County within the next probably 15 to 20 minutes. But it's a strong storm. We have this storm that is warned for 70 mile per hour wind gust and golf ball size hail. So this is going to be headed up through Gaines, western portions of Dawson, if it can hold together, to Terry County. So we'll have to pay a very close eye, keep a very close eye on this storm for sure. One thing, though, in our area is that we did have those morning showers and storms that helped stabilize stuff a little bit better. So what we're seeing with this activity as it's moving into Lubbock and those areas that did have that morning activity, those storms are weakening. So I'm hoping that as this storm in Andrews County begins to make its way up towards the western Dawson through Lynn County, eastern Terry, that we'll start to see it kind of tame down too. And this storm is capable of producing 70 mile per hour wind gust and golf ball size hail, which is about 1.25 inches in diameter. 1.75, I'm sorry. Nearly 2 inches in diameter. All right. So this is what we've got going on right now with these storms back to our west and southwest through Andrews County. Again, this one's pretty strong. Is it's tracking northeast at about 55 miles per hour, so moving at highway speeds there. We do have this activity that's moving into the Lubbock metro area. We'll swap back to our Lubbock radar site. And this is the general area it's moving. This batch moving towards the Lubbock metro now is kind of dwindling, falling apart. Watching this activity southeast of Brownfield, that will likely scoot to the southeast of Lubbock. It looks like this activity is going to try to split the metro. So we've got this back to our west and northwest right. That's continuing to kind of fall apart, weaken. It's going to keep doing that as it moves into the Lubbock metro area. Then this activity near Brownfield stalling out, going to take more of that right turn. So it looks like the Lubbock bubble is going to win out, folks. Can't make this stuff up. We'll be watching this activity, though, back near Andrews, though, as it moves closer to our neck of the woods. Okay, new warning coming out. Yeah, there we go. This includes Gaines and Dawson counties that are specifically in our area. There we go. We'll swap our radar sites. So this one's a doozy. I think I've said doozy like 5 times. So this one, again, still keeping that 70-mile-per-hour wind gust and golf ball size quarter threat with it. It's moving. They dropped it down to 40 now, so it's starting to slow down a little bit. This warning goes through 5 p.m. And it's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. They've slowed down the forward motion on this storm as of that last warning. Alright, sorry for going radio silent so much, folks. Just getting this warning pushed out to social. And I am not talented enough to talk, type, and post at the same time. So I probably have a confused look on my face most of the time while I'm posting this. I was looking for those blue light glasses because my head is starting to hurt. Go. Alright, no new comments in the chat. Let's clear that off. Take a look at this activity back near Lubbock. Get a little storm out near Wolf Earth popping up. See what it looks like here. Oops. Hold on. There we go. See that rolling in? Going to make it for a gorgeous sunset there. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to hop it back on over to our radar. And then I am going to go silent again, but if things get too crazy, I will join you right back here on our live stream to give you some more updates. Alrighty, folks, we are back live here on Facebook Live. Or not Facebook Live, just kidding. On YouTube, we have a severe thunderstorm that is heading to the city of Lubbock. No warnings yet for the metro area. However, our Barron button is estimating we could have some pretty sizable hail ongoing with this. That is a pretty large hail core going on. Okay, so this storm is going to move outside of the polygon, which is that flashing orange box, before this warning expires. So we will see if the National Weather Service will issue a new warning before it moves out of that box, or what their game plan is when it comes to this. Y'all bear with me just 1 second. I will be right back. Alrighty, y'all, I am back. Sorry, I had to go get microphones and stuff like that in case we need to cut into programming or anything for an update. So, the National Weather Service just said that they are not going to reissue the severe thunderstorm warning. What they're going to do instead is issue a special weather statement, which is kind of the step just below a severe thunderstorm warning. So that is their goal, or their plan right now, at least. So the warning, they just expired it. And I am trying to pull in this video. Let me adjust this really quick. Okay, folks, so here is our live look from our station. As the storm is moving in. That camera, it'll update here in just a second. Oops, let me actually play this and then it'll work. There we go. Okay. So there is our storm that's moving on up from the south and west. What it's doing, it's moving right into the Lubbock Metro. So the National Weather Service office said that this is not currently severe criteria, they think. That's why they're not reissuing severe thunderstorm warning on that. But they are still saying that there could be some strong winds and some hail ongoing with this storm as it tracks in. So that is what we are looking at right now. With those, I still think we could see up to quarter-sized hail. I still think we could see up to some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this storm too. So we're going to play it by ear. I'm going to go back over here really quickly. There we go. Our special weather statement has been issued. Let's track this out together. Okay, so this, again, up to 50-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail is what they have it, the advisory for, moving north-northeast at 50. There we go. And the worst may stay on the west side of town. Give me just a second. Let's do this. Oops. We're only going to do this over the next 30 minutes, actually, because it's such a long track. There we go. Okay. Oops. Hold on. Alright, so we're going to get this posted out to social media. If you're just now joining us, we are tracking this strong storm that is moving into the Lubbock metro area, about to cross into southern Lubbock County. It currently is not warned, but we do have a special weather statement that has been issued on this storm. So again, we could see out of this storm 50 mile per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So you can see what portions of the city this is going to be moving into. Mainly central and western areas having the best chance. Alright folks, so here is our latest storm that's moving towards the Lubbock Metro. That area in black is where we're going to have the greatest potential for large hail. This storm is moving very, very quickly, I might add. We'll take a look right now at what it looks like moving in from the south and east. You can see that area in black. That is our strongest hail core that is going to be ongoing with this storm. On our camera, you are very clearly able to see that darkening sky on the right side of the screen. That is where that rain and hail core is located at right now. So again, this is moving into the city of Lubbock. Up to penny-sized hail being estimated with this, and up to 50 mile per hour wind gust. If you're seeing anything out there too, please let us know in the comments here in the chat what exactly it is that you are dealing with, what you're seeing as this storm is rolling into your area. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to find some of our cameras that last a little bit longer in this particular region. There we go. So, this is what that is looking like right now, back to the south and west of the city. Again, current time, hold on just one second, let's drag this all the way through, is 6:08. I don't know why that time is off at the top of the screen. There we are, with that hail core scooting on in. So again, this is going to be impacting the Wolfforth area, back up west side of Lubbock. It looks like the worst part of that hail core is probably going to stay west of, let's say, Quaker. So the most intense portion of this hail core looks to stay to the west of Quaker Avenue. We'll read through the chat and see if anyone has any questions. And there's no rotation with the storm Wolfforth. This is going to come right over the top of you. John saying he thinks it's going to go to the east of Wolfforth. Let's take a look right quickly. Hop back into analysis mode. We'll clear this off. So this is obviously the strongest portion of the storm. Moving very fast, too. To the north-northeast at about 50 miles per hour. As we use our Barron button here, it is estimating those hail sizes up to ping pong ball size. Again, this is going to be overdoing it a little bit. It is a lot closer to radar. Storm is a lot weaker than what it was earlier, but I think we easily see up to some penny-sized hail out of this. Right now, again, the latest update on this has it crossing 178th. It's over Woodrow Road now, getting very close to 146th. Right now, it's going to be to the west, the biggest hail core of County Road 2040, west of FM 1730. But this is moving right to the north-northeast. We'll increase our locations on here to show the maximum amount that we have. And this is the front leading edge of this. It's already going to be past where this is at. Moving in this general direction. Let's track it out appropriately. At 55 miles per hour, we'll do it for the next 10 minutes. You see, over the next 10 minutes, it's basically going to clear the metro. So again, heads up. We've got those penny-sized hailstones up to 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts moving in. This is going to be moving into Wolfforth at 6:14. Basically, from say 6:12 to 6:20, it's going to clear the city. So 6:10 to 6:20, right now, this stuff is moving into town, and it will be racing through the metro as it does so. So a quick moving storm, not going to last real long, but again, we are concerned with the possibility of that hail, and also with those stronger wind gusts at times. This is a live look from KLBK, and I'm going to swap it to our Wolfforth camera, because our Wolfforth camera will be looking right into this thing as it moves in. We're going to do our Wolfforth East camera. There we go. Okay. So here we go. So we now have reports of pea-sized hail between pea and half-inch size falling 4.5 miles south of Wolfforth. So we've got that coming in. Okay, up to penny-sized hail expected as it's moving into Wolfforth right now. I'm going to pull up the mesonet sites out there and see what those wind gusts are looking like as this moves in. Wolfforth, peak gust to get that ready. Wolfforth, your peak gust so far, 24 miles per hour. So we'll see what happens as this continues to push in. But there's that live look. I'm going to zoom this in and drop it to the past 30 minutes. And the reason I'm doing it the past 30 minutes is just to show you how quick this storm is moving. So in 30 minutes, it's gone through a whole county. But again, it's moving into the Lubbock Metro now, up to 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Could see some penny-sized hail with this activity as it moves in too. We're not seeing, and it's kind of hard to, it would be hard to tell from this, but really, let me look on my phone radar. Okay, the biggest hail core now is to the east of Wolfforth. That radar update's about to come in. It's right along 1585 between Slide oh goodness, what road is that? Hold on. Okay, pause. So there's the biggest hail core right now. Alcove, east of Alcove, west of Slide. Here we go. So let's take a look at this. See that moving in this general direction. This is the biggest hail core right now. And it's moving so fast, I promise you it's already ahead of this. Then I'm going to adjust this over the next 10 minutes because it's moving so quick. This is where it's going to go. Rain is starting here at the station. Hey there, I've already got my mic on. If we have a national break, it's moving in right now. We can do an update. It's not an active warning, so I don't think that we have to. But if it changes, if you just want to leave my mic hot, I'll be like, hey Naomi, we need to cut in.
Okay.
If
so
that
then
works.
if you need that, then I need to call them and say, hey, we need to do a quick cut in?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Say, hey, we need to do a weather update right now.
Okay, sounds
So,
good.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Alright, so that's moving into Lubbock right now. There's the biggest hail core east of Alcove. Right now, right along 1585 to the west of Slide. But again, this image, it's probably already approaching the South Loop now, the worst part of that hail core is. You can hear the raindrops falling on the station here. Clear that off. Let's go back to our view here from Wolfforth. You see that heavy rain falling? The worst is going to fall just east of Wolfforth. What I'm going to do... goodness. So that is the look from Wolfforth. Again, that big time hail core moving into the metro right now. We're seeing Penny to... It's moving right over the mall area, getting very close to the South Plains Mall. So Penny up to quarter-sized hail. Possible with this up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Let's check back in on those wind gusts. Really not too crazy. Peak gust of 24 in Wolfforth with this, so that wind not looking like it's too big of an issue. Did see some quick rainfall over the past hour, over a quarter of an inch of rainfall there in Wolfforth. Hear the thunder here at the station now. Plainview, no, this isn't going to be, if it's not severe right now, it's moving into a more stabilized environment, so you will see maybe some rain out of this, but the severe threat should be done for you. It looks like it'll get very close to downtown Lubbock. Yes, Melissa. New Deal, you'll see some impacts out of this. Southeast side of Lubbock, you've got some showers and storms going on, but the worst part will stay to your west. Michael Gallagher saying just heavy rain there south of Indiana in Woodrow area. And the worst part is going just to the east of the city of Wolfforth right now. This is a live look from Wolfforth from our camera that we have there. So yeah, as we stop this, we'll go back real quick to our analysis mode and show you that it is right over the South Loop, right over Mall the Spur. Ooh, we have a camera at Bob Mills. Let's see what it looks like. Let me just change it really fast. So this is it, located at Bob Mills off of the Spur. Spur 327 facing due south. Looks like just some very heavy rain falling with this. I'm going to pull up my weather station at my home because it's not too far away from here and see what it's got going on. So what I've noticed a lot today is that the radar has been overestimating the hail potential with this activity, but it's just been extremely heavy rain that we've been seeing out of this. So, and the good news is that it is continuing to weaken here as it moves into the Lubbock Metro, which is nice to keep the hail potential down. Perfect. Alright, so that's great, folks. Mainly just heavy rain falling with this storm as it tracks through. Have another strong little storm there moving up onto the Caprock, southern Crosby County. Real quick, let's go on over here, back to analysis mode. Reset radar, show you we do have some activity. Oop, there are a lot of town names popping up. Hold on. There we go. So a few more little storms there headed towards Clovis and Curry County. Oops, wrong radar. Hold on. There we go. So that activity moving in, that'll be below severe. Maybe some small hail, gusty winds going on with that. The bulk of our activity, though, here in the Lubbock forecast area is winding down for the evening. Still some activity off to our east and southeast. But overall, conditions seem to be improving, which is good. Have another little cell popping up here north of Roaksville. That'll follow, looks like Highway 6282 into western portions of the Lubbock metro area. So we will keep an eye on that one. So thankfully, we haven't really had much in the way of hail reports out of this cell as it's moved into the metro. We have only had A couple of pea-sized reports, but nothing too intense, thankfully. Mainly it looks like it's just heavy rain. Dwanda saying, yeah, just hit in northwest Lubbock right now at your house, just heavy rain falling. That's great. Same story for Susan there at 116th in Frankfurt, just heavy rainfall, no hail. Whoop, love to hear that. I still have not had my roof replaced from the big time June hail event that we had because my deductible is like $7,000. So I am riding the edge there. I'm coasting as long as I can. Marshall Sharpen University, Danielle, heavy rain falling right now. Looks like that hail is just very, very minimal at this point. Not even sonic eye size, smaller than that. Yeah, the storm is moving very fast, April. It's moving at 55 miles per hour, so it's only going to take it about 10 to 15 minutes to completely move through the metro. Night Owl Garage, Texas says that they just got some heavy rain. No hail, though, by Milwaukee and Fourth, which is great. The storm right now, it's just a special weather statement issued on that, Jarrett, for up to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, up to penny-sized hail, but we haven't seen either of those two materialize, which is great news here in the metro. So we'll watch that near Ropesville, though, as it moves in. Might bring us some more rainfall, but I think our severe weather threat, knock on wood, is going to be done for the evening. So that is great news, which isn't a big surprise now that the sun has set. So great news there. The rain has stopped here at our station now, so. So what we'll do is we'll zoom out, and that storm is so small now it hides behind where it says Lubbock on the screen, so. So Bob Mills, things are calming down there. Wolfforth Live Sky View, you can see it's calmer looking back to the east. Some raindrops on the camera lens, and that looks to be about it right now. So, I'm just glad that it's raining in Lubbock. Today we finally ended our dry streak too, folks. It had been almost a whole month since we have had rainfall. October 25th was the last day we had decent or measurable rain in Lubbock. Not even decent rain. And we finally had some measurable rainfall today, so that will bring an end to a pretty long dry streak. Alrighty, folks, so it looks like just a good old rainstorm the rest of the evening here in Lubbock County as that moves out. Where we've got this storm near Ropesville that's going to be tracking back to the north and east as well. It's not going to do anything too crazy, knock on wood. But we'll see some more rain out of it there on the northwest side of the metro. Looks like it's basically going to take Highway 6282, which turns into Marcia Sharp, here into the hub city. So could see some fog out there tonight too. Be mindful of that through your morning commute on your Monday. I know not everyone's going to be out and about because things are winding down with the holidays this week. So good news there. But if you are out and about, just heads up. There might see a little bit of that patchy fog come tomorrow morning. So since things are winding down, we're going to go ahead and get it back to full screen so you all can just see radar that way. And we're going to sign off for the current time here, but we'll be back if weather gets a little bit crazier too to provide more updates here on your live stream on YouTube.